with Michele Rigby Assad, who worked as a CIA counterterrorism officer in some of the most dangerous places on Earth. And guess what? She was not alone.
I actually met my husband when we were both teenagers here in Central Florida, and he was from the Middle East. And after meeting him, I went on a mission trip to Egypt, and that just changed the course of my life. We didn't have much of a life outside of work. And we worked incredibly long hours, we worked holidays, weekends, and then of course you're separated from your family and friends for years at a time.
They have a duty to inform.
Working for the CIA is extremely challenging because this is not just a job, it's a lifestyle. And when you're working undercover, you have to maintain that cover at all times.
ولكن حار الجو حار.
الجو حار أكيد بالصيف.
There was always the fear of getting kidnapped or carjacked and sold to Al-Qaeda. And there were moments where we thought we were being ambushed. So my husband and I would have to run to the bunkers quite often. And so the shells are exploding all around you. The earth is moving and it's very loud. And you're just praying in that moment not to die.
Michele's husband, Joseph, joins us now. So you think you have a challenging marriage. So do you just watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith like all the time and talk about how it compares to real life?
No, but we get asked that all the time.
Right. So Joseph, you went first into the CIA, right? You were recruited first or applied first. And then you said, Michele, this might actually work out. And they loved it. The CIA loved it.
Absolutely. It was great being a tandem couple. I mean, here you have two highly trained clandestine service officers that will be able to be deployed against a terrorist target in the field. What's not fun about that?
You grew up a Christian in Egypt and faced a lot of persecution, then came to Florida and really sort of made this your life's mission to help others.
It is, because I lost my opportunity to get college education in Egypt, and through the generosity of people in America, I received a full tuition scholarship, and I wanted to pay back or to be able to make a contribution to the generosity that I had received. So when the opportunity arose that I could join the U.S. government, having come from a place where I understood the ideology of Islamic extremism and all that hatred, I felt like I was uniquely qualified to be able to make that contribution.
Mm-hmm. You write in the book that being a CIA officer is like being a walking contradiction, that's what they're looking for. They want people who are honest but can lie, who have not broken the law but are willing to, who are authentic but have the capacity to manipulate. I give you our guest today. Well, looking back, it was 10 years in some of the most dangerous places on Earth. Yeah. Do you remember a moment where you thought, this is it, like I might actually die doing this job?
Yes, I mean, getting shelled every day in Baghdad as the rockets were landing all around us, very close to us. I mean, those were almost on a daily basis. And there was a situation in my first tour when I was in an ambush situation that I had to use my training to get out of. And that was a place that if you were a target of opportunity and you were kidnapped off the streets, which happened quite often, that you were sold to Al-Qaeda and you never came back out alive. So we would always say to each other, just don't get taken.
She writes about getting off the X, that the CIA trains you get off the X, which is, the spot where the others are going to get you. And she drove her car right through the bad guys who were trying to mess with her. They didn't think a woman would plow them down. Yeah. But this woman did. But I like this because the life lessons that you learned, I think, could be very helpful to other people reading this book. It's not just about, it's a great story, it's a spy story, but it's also about life lessons, including you learned that no one will respect you if you don't stand up for your own self-interests, and the harsher the environment you served in, the more trying the circumstances, the stronger I became. What I perceived as hardship was actually a tremendous gift. How so?
The process of struggle can create something beautiful in you if you don't run from it. So I always tell people, it's human nature to try to avoid the hard things in life, but it's really in those places where you're stretched to the very edge that you really discover who you really are and how you can benefit the world and have an impact on others. So don't try to avoid the struggle, but embrace it, because something beautiful will come out of that.
Mm-hmm. All right, coming up, what happened when Michele and Joseph decided to walk away from the CIA, as a decision she says came directly from God.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.